Hey guys, John Loxley here, back with our blind playthrough of Shadowgate. I just wanted to wait for the music to kick in there for a second, so... Alright, resume. So when we last left earlier today... Oh yeah. So this is probably pretty dark because my torch is just about out. We'll see how it goes though. Alright, so we're in the ancient well before you just pulled up the rope, and the gauntlet, which I assume this is the gauntlet, was in the bucket. You know, kind of nonsensical, but you know, that's how it goes. So why are these little things? What are these? With a cluster of seeds near its crown, the leafy green plant is topped off with a fragrant bud. Do I take them? Put the plant in your satchel. So it's just the whole plant. Paging through the inventory. If you have more items in your inventory than can fit on a single inventory page, arrows will appear on the sides of the inventory. Click on these arrows to navigate between inventory pages. I can do that. Right, so we got the rope as well, and the green plant. Okay, so we don't necessarily want to eat it, although I do want to eat it, but I mean, you know. What is this? The skull looks like it might have come from some large rodent. However, you've never seen a rat with a set of horns before. I'm gonna take it. Take animal skull. Alright, what about these? The yellow moss gives off a fragrant minty smell. Let's see if we can take it. Take fungus. Put the fungus in your satchel. Let's take this fungus as well. The torch's flame momentarily flickers. Well, what are we doing in the well? York asks with a chuckle. I think at this point we can safely, you know, light another torch. There we go. Doesn't really change the color palette or anything. Is this another plant? Yes. Okay, so we'll take one of these. What is this? The gauntlet? Sections of thick metal are sewn onto a rough leather glove, creating excellent protection and reinforcement. Drop the gauntlet into your satchel. The bottom of this old bucket has several large holes in it. Ooh, you look inside the bucket and find a metal gear, which you take and put in your satchel. Can I take the bucket as well? Drop the bucket in your satchel. I don't know if we need the bucket, but if we encounter the Sphinx, it's very possible we will. Alright, anything else? Just that. So let's look at it, actually. Securely fastened to a crank far above, a sturdy rope runs down the length of the well. Let's go. Scramble up the rope and out of the top of the well. Not unlike the image in your dreams, the entrance to the inner keep of Castle Shadowgate stands before you, set with a heavy wooden drawbridge. Yes. Can we, Threatening storm clouds gather and swirl in the sky above the living castle. So it's kind of like Castlevania in that regard. Right? Castlevania itself... I mean, I don't know if Shadowgate changes its form, but Castlevania does. Because the castle itself is actually alive. Kind of like the living castle Shadowgate, right? Let's look at the gear. This large gear has a series of runes and glyphs inscribed on it. Outfit. Right. Well, so now we have a rope. We can't do anything with this at the moment. Can we, It's weird. Like, this is weird. The moat? Can we use... Muddy bottom of the moat looks far from inviting. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Let's try using the... Is it this one? Yeah. Pretty fireworks and a headache, but little else. That's not a shock. Alright, well... let's go back. Vast chamber is dominated by an intricately carved circle, wreathed by 12 stone thrones. Power pulsates from mystical symbols set within the floor. So I can't do anything with this rune yet. I don't know... It doesn't show... It doesn't show that there's a rune here. But also, it doesn't show there's a rune here either. So, right now, captive. See, even there's the text, and I looked at it and it was like, oh, you know, you don't need to be able to read it to see that it's a warning. So, it's probably the glasses or something. Maybe back here, because now we have a rope. Okay. I keep waiting for him to, like, plunge down into it. Carefully lower yourself through the opening in the floor. Okay, let's try using the rope on it. Use the rope on. Nothing happened when you use the rope on the scroll. Okay. Is there anywhere that requires a rope? I still don't know what to do here. The grotto. Let's go back here. I suppose we could try the rodent skull in the entrance. That's a possibility as well. And actually, let's try the second bar on this. Yeah, I figured that wouldn't work. It's probably the same thing as the original. As the other bar, I mean. We're gonna get shot at. Yep, the figure moves within the opening at the back of the grotto. You hear the unmistakable twang of a longbow followed by the whistle of an arrow. With a shout, you raise the shield in the nick of time. Arrow shatters against your armament. That's key. You know, I wonder if it's possible, like the dragon, for the dragon to destroy your shield and you not to die. Right? Like it takes the heat and then you're like, oh, it's melting off my arm. And so, you know, it melts. Like it took the dragon's hit, the last one that it's able to take, and then it melts. And now you need to use that wooden shield to protect you against the arrows. Maybe. I don't know. Let's go back once more. Let's go out here. Every time you look at the skull, you hear a distant, high-pitched scream within your mind. That doesn't make any sense. A palpable aura of power emanates from this skull. Huh, well... this probably won't work. Can I talk to it? You whisper into the skull's ear. Yorick awakens and says, "Here now, what are you doing, boy? Spreading nasty rumors about me to my friends? Do you know him?" You are physically incapable of getting the skull in the slots. It will simply not fit. Alright, well. Let's take a look at this. We'll try and put the... it still doesn't look big enough. Smell that? Smells like rain to me. your equips. At first you hear the hiss of steam coming from deep within bowels of the castle, but then nothing. Yorick startles you by saying that didn't sound right. You might want to try again. It still might not be big enough. Right? Because in here, it's even bigger. Then again, the gears don't actually match up. As far as I can tell... Grudgingly, the ancient mechanism turns. When the gears stop, you listen for any telltale sign that something might have happened. Nothing. That didn't sound right. You might want to try again. Let's take the... Manage to pry loose the faulty gear and immediately place it in your satchel. Okay, so it's maybe not the right gear again. So now what? Interesting. There's water in the moat in the picture. What then? Should we go back, like, over here? Furnace, grate, circle chamber, castle. Do I want another hint? Excuse me. I mean, the answer is yes, I do want another hint, but, you know, I'd prefer not to. Let's go back in here, see if the... Okay. Ice Elemental is back. Very interesting. Which means that we might need the water one to fill the moat. Let's try it. Oh, it's unfrozen. Within a large cavern. Why is it unfrozen? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Unless you need the... All right. Well, let's try that then. For a second I thought about freezing the waterfall, but... The only thing I can really think of is... Let's try filling the moat. I don't know if that'll actually do anything. Okay, here we go. I can look at it. Looks far from inviting. Silver orb on. Producing a large misty spray, the water elemental escapes from the orb and quickly dematerializes before your very eyes. Okay, so that's wrong. It is kind of annoying. Not just because... You know, we haven't had to deal with the troll. Alright, Yorick, give me another hint. Son of a bitch. See, I hate this. I'd rather try it, but I don't want to, you know... I want the puzzles to make sense, not, I don't want to just randomly click. And honestly, I don't know how that would make sense anyway. Filling it with water would open the thing. I have no idea. As far as I know, I can't use the mud. You know, I don't know what to use the rope for, or with. I don't know what these things do. The gear does not fit. Alright, give me a hint. You've got to be kidding me, right? That's the hint? Okay, we'll go into the... Grab hold of the rope, carefully lower yourself down into the well. Give me another hint. If you're going to scale those walls and get into the castle, you need something strong to support you. Something metal, maybe. What do you mean, scale the walls? And some rope. You mean like make a grappling hook? Scale the walls? I have the rope. This I don't understand. What the hell is this? 6, 7, 10, 16, 17, 19 X's. The only thing I can think of is... if we needed a hook, there's this thing on the footbridges. The brazier, right? Where the bottom of it is supposedly hooks. If I could maybe get that and break it off. I didn't... Okay, I mean, you know, that's a little weird. Let's go back there and we'll try it. Alright, what's the fastest way? Down this way. Okay. Right. I didn't think about hitting it. Metal brazier is a wide bowl mounted on a tripod. The legs look like a series of inverted hooks, poorly welded together. You strike the brazier a mighty blow with your fist. The metal bowl separates with a clang and falls into the chasm, leaving the metal legs. Legs of the brazier form a kind of iron hook. All right. Use with... You take the rope and tie it securely around the iron hook. The result resembles a grappling hook. A while back I heard whispers of a female lieutenant that took Shadowgate by force. Careful, boy, Yorick says, looking nervous. Well, let's go back out that way then, I guess. A female lieutenant that took Castle Shadowgate by force. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Anyway, let's maybe we'll use it to pull the drawbridge down. Okay. Let's try it. Because we can't use it on anything else. Using the grappling hook has no effect on the drawbridge. Okay. Give me another hint. This is where wizards were initiated in the Circle of 12. There was a whole ceremony that would cast a certain spell and then go stand in that circle of runes. I mean, right. I can't... man. It's like I make a little progress and then I'm just like, now what? Right, okay. Image of Lakmir arises from the obelisk. His pained expression momentarily fades as he locks eyes with you. Time grows short. Do not fail me, young one. Lakmir's image grows dim as his words echo in your mind. Well, I'm doing my best. I am doing my best. So why the scrawl? Like, why the word rope? Let's go back into the well. I don't suppose I could use it on the windows. Oh my god, the windows are lit up. How did I not see that before? The narrow window sits high on the castle wall. You sense more than see a furtive movement in the shadows. Alright, so we're gonna scale. There's, what, 2 windows? Right? What about this one? This narrow slot in the stone wall creates a great vantage for the castle's defense. What about you? No. What? Okay. So this one probably gets us killed, which is fine. Displaying an expertise you did not know you possessed, you swing the grappling hook about your head a few times and let it fly. The hook catches in the window slit of the castle wall. Which is great. Now how do I cross? Rope hangs down from a narrow window high on the castle wall. Oh. Really? You just cross? Okay. Oh, they both go to the same room. Good to know. You jump down into the muddy moat before using the hanging rope to pull yourself up and into the window above. The room is dry as a bone and apparently houses the mechanism that raises and lowers the drawbridge. Excuse me. A hum of power travels along the machinery. Right. Yep, so basically all the main stuff. Let's take a look at this. This type of iron cauldron was forged for one purpose, releasing boiling oil onto attacking forces, which is rough. Let's check out the chest. A solidly built crate sits in the room. Parchment of this scroll is stained by age. Carefully unroll the scroll. You read the words on the scroll, noting it's a letter addressed to the wizard, Greylord. My friend, I will remain secure in my Demesne. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Here in the Gatekeeper Mountains, guarding the northern passage. Look for my signal pyre, if more come from the north. I regret that I must bring my most formidable pet with me, since only I can control it. The name Unthalm is signed in a flourish at the bottom of the page. It's addressed to Greylord. Look for my signal pyre if more, presumably more enemies, come from the north. And Unthalm is the one that wrote it. Cool. Well, we'll take it. Can we... Yeah, let's open it. Grab the crate's lid. Attempting to open it, your effort is fruitless. You throw a mighty roundhouse punch at the crate, smashing it wide open. Well... Some ruffian has vandalized this wooden crate. Who would do such a thing? What about this one? The old wood of this well-built crate has survived countless years of humid weather. Grab the lid and attempt to manhandle it open. Your effort is fruitless. Throw a few jabs at the crate, smashing it wide open. You shake your head, wondering what would have compelled you to destroy this fine crate. Well, is there stuff in it? You rummage through the busted crate, searching for anything useful. Did I find anything? I guess not. Okay. Let's check this out. A huge gear is firmly secured to the ceiling of this chamber. What about the chain? A wrought iron chain runs from the ceiling into the floor. Same for this? Yes. Alright, what about you? Oh. I had to click on the lever itself. A simple metal lever protrudes from an iron base. It hums with a low vibration of power. Well, let's use it. You pull the lever to the right. With a rumble, the chains move and gears start to turn. You hear the unmistakable sound of a drawbridge being lowered outside. Well. So no one was in here, apparently. Grappling hook is latched onto the stone frame of this small slit of a window. I really thought as I started to go down, someone would just dislodge the rope. You test the secured rope, scamper out the window, and successfully rappel down the slick wall. Not unlike the image in your... Oh, yeah. Well, let's take... No. You yank on the end of the rope and free it from its position. Coiling the rope, you place the grappling hook in your pack. We might need that again. And now we can go this way. A drawbridge lies across the moat, creating a beckoning bridge into the castle. Well. Yeah, I just need to maybe be more observant or something, but I was like, what do you mean? There's nothing, not unless we can go to the windows. And then I'm like, oh, the windows are, you could do something with them. So, yeah, I'm not super great. I'm not super great at stuff. Achievement unlocked, Infiltrator, huh? Taking a deep breath, you saunter across the drawbridge and into the inner castle. What is this up there? Right. I know this room. Because it was the one there was like two doors and then a far door. Taking a deep breath, you saunter across the drawbridge and into the inner castle. Congratulations, you've earned the Infiltrator achievement. Oh! As you enter the grand hallway, a goblin jumps out from the shadows, surprising you with a war cry. While you backpedal, the beast tightens its grip on its weapon. Well... So I guess the question is, Grand Hallway first. Right, archive. So there was the sling. We don't have any stones, though. I don't think. Suppose we could use the dice. Normally, at least with the troll, use the spear. Let's try using the spear on the goblin. With more speed than you thought possible, the goblin anticipates your move and brings down its wickedly pointed cudgel. The weapon penetrates deep into your brain and puts an end to your brief yet adventure-filled life. Maybe that's why I wear the helmet.
'Tis a sad thing that your adventures have ended here.
Mm-hmm. This reminds me of, like, the Vanillaware art style, right? Like the Dragon's Crown, you fight the Grim Reaper as one of the bosses. Dragon's Crown's pretty awesome. They should really release that for PC. Okay, so before we go in there, let's equip this. You place the small helm on your head. The fit is a bit snug. Now, I don't know if the spear is the wrong thing, but maybe it's like it hits it and then we stab it, right? Because it just says, you know. I don't know. Can we... The vial failed to do anything constructive to the sling. Use the dice on the sling. You fumble around with the dice for a bit before concluding the sling should have a stone instead. After all these years, the castle still looks impressive, Yorick says in admiration. I don't have a stone, though. Like, I mean, there's stones everywhere, but you know. Alright, so let's go in. Taking a deep breath, you saunter across the drawbridge into the inner castle. As you enter the grand hallway, a goblin jumps out. While you backpedal, the beast tightens its grip. Do I want to use the... Maybe that was the wrong thing. Let's try using the spear again. More speed. Goblin anticipates your move and brings down a wicked pointed cudgel. Weapon penetrates deep into your brain. Okay, so even with the helm, you still get toasted.
Today, death has...
Yes, it is. How is time? All right. So we'll not worry about the helm. Maybe the sword. We don't really have a lot of options. I'm gonna make the assumption the arrow is for the werewolf. Alright, goblin. Use a sword on goblin. Okay, so it doesn't work.
You have chosen poorly.
I thought I chose okay, to be honest. Sure, let's go in. Alright. So, presumably you have time to, like, back up or leave or whatever. Let's look at it first. A goblin, one of the ugliest you have ever beheld, stands in front of you brandishing a weapon. You could probably just hit it. Should we try speaking to it? Nope. You attempt to reason with the deadly goblin. Before you, however, the beast will have none of it. Brings down its wickedly pointed cudgel. There you go. Okay, so talking is bad.
Today, death.
I wasn't a hero yet, though. I'm just a soldier. Alright, let's go through. Yep, there it is. Alright. Talk to me, York. Ugly thing, isn't he? Just knock him out and let's be on our way. I wonder if I am supposed to have the sling. I don't have a stone. We could try using the hammer. Let's try the hammer. It's probably not going to work, though. No. Okay. Alright. Well, talk to me again, dude. I don't know what you're doing hanging around here. All the interesting stuff is on the other side of that drawbridge. Well... But I probably need... the stone, right? Now that's the thing. So normally you get the stone... here. But I don't remember seeing any. So... Okay, tried the hammer, tried the sword, tried the spear. Knock him out. I can maybe try the rod. I don't think it's gonna work. Let's try brute forcing this thing. All right. So use the bar. Nope, that didn't work. Can I just load? Yep. I doubt the other bar will work. Let's go back. We'll look for stones. It's entirely possible they moved the stones. What would really upset me is if this thing was covering the stones. Is it just on, or is it... No, you have to... So... Large boulder has veins of quartz. Veins of quartz. Large rock. I don't suppose I could use the hammer on these. Attempt to smash the rock pile with the hammer. The bone-jarring hit does little to affect the rock. In case you're wondering, I was once an impressive wizard myself. While I'm still around is another story altogether. Yorick trails off. Attempt to smash the rock pile with the hammer. Alright, give me another hint, man. Back in the day, the wizards would use these mirrors as portals to other places. I wonder if they still work. Potentially. Alright. I don't know what you're doing hanging around here. Okay, this is good. Because that way it tells you you've basically done everything in that room. Alright, what about here? You know, I think there's... Okay, any stones? No. Okay. I don't see anything. I see this glowing. I wonder if I should grab... I wonder if you could use that. Okay, like I see this glowing. The waterfall seems to be glowing as well. Oh, wait. Right, he'll probably tell me about the cage or whatever. Okay, I don't know what you're doing hanging around here. Man, my stupid torch is gonna go out. Okay, tell me about this room. Anything with the spider? No. Were there stones in here? No, probably not. That shield cannot withstand the dragon's flames forever. Choose your actions carefully. You won't be safe in here for long. All I see is the gold. I see the rib cages, the skull. That's it. So let's leave. Okay. Manage to rush from the room before the dragon can release a blast of fire. Alright, what about you? One of the skulls is missing from above the door. You should keep an eye out for it. Those skulls are all that remain of some of the greatest wizards of the Circle of 12. It is their magic that powers the living castle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, I mean, there's 12 slots. This would potentially either be Lakmir or Talamar, right? So shouldn't there be 2 missing? Thick green roots twist through the dense foliage. Damp undergrowth resists your attempts at lighting it on fire. Alright. Yeah, I don't know where to find a stone. Unless I just straight up use the sling and it's like, you pick up a stone from the ground. Force yourself. Alright, what about you? I don't know what you're doing hanging out. Fair enough. Okay, what about here? The rope bridge won't support you. You're too heavy. You'll need to find a way to become as light as air before you can safely get across. Okay. Same as before. Yeah, my torch is starting to run low. Torch's flame momentarily flickers. Is this where I do it? Let's see if we can get a little closer. I don't think I checked. Yeah, okay. Same thing. What about you? It's getting dark. Okay, we've already gotten the hint for this. Alright, well. We'll go in. We'll try using the sling. I swear to God, if it just automatically... Use the sling on... Anticipating your move, the goblin springs forward and brings down its whippetly blah 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 blah. Okay, well. What then? Use a shield?
'Tis a sad thing.
Can I get multiple hints? Ugly thing, isn't he? Just knock him out, let's be on our way. Okay. Far above your head, a blue mass of energy pulses, perhaps powering something within the castle. Use shield on... Okay, so I get that if you do whatever you need to do, there's basically one action that won't get you killed, but I don't know what it is. Do I just punch it? Open Goblin, go to Goblin. Really? I did not expect that. That's funny, because I tried, like, everything. A look of surprise flits across the goblin's face as you throw a haymaker at its jaw. With a sickening crack, Goblin goes down like a sack of potatoes. Shake your head and mutter in satisfaction. Shake your hand, mutter in satisfaction. Didn't see that one coming, did you? The unconscious Goblin lies prostrate on the floor. Well. Deliver the coup de grace to the unconscious Goblin, ending its life. There we go. Check the Goblin's pulse, failing to find any sign of life. Let's use another torch. There we go. Down to 7 torches. Still, looks like we have a bunch more. Alright, let's check the Goblin now. Pat down the Goblin, take an interesting crystal from its pocket. What is this? The soiled and stained tunic is made from the skin of some long-dead creature. Open Goblin armor. You search through the clothing but fail to find any pockets, let alone anything useful. Take the Goblin armor. Right. And the crystal, right. I can't decide if the shade of red in this crystal is more of scarlet or vermilion. Alright. Let's take a look. Right, so we have the rugs. Tattered rug runs the length of the chamber. It's in need of a good cleaning. What about these? Red fabric of this banner is worn and tattered. Threaded weave of this banner is in desperate need of repair. While not new, this banner appears less worn than the others in the room. Moths have gotten to this banner. Its edges are riddled with holes. I know there's something about burning everything you can. Banner catches fire and is consumed in moments. Let's burn. You set the rug on fire, the flames quickly consuming the dry fabric. In moments, it's gone, leaving an acrid smoke in the air. Banner catches fire. Banner catches fire, and... there's probably other rugs and stuff that I haven't burned. I wonder if you could burn those crates. Oil soaked rack. Take the torch. Take the torch. You are uncertain if it's a trick of the light, but you could have sworn the suit of armor just moved. Interesting. Let's see, how's the time? We basically have to stop. The structure of the suit of armor indicates it was made for a female warrior. Equipped suit of armor. You bow courteously and say greetings to the suit of armor. The armor rudely ignores you. Well, you address the suit of armor as if it contained a living person. It responds with silence. Stepping close to the visor, you yell, "Hello," enjoying the way the sound echoes back. Okay. Bow courteously and say greetings to the suit of armor. The armor rudely ignores you. Yorick laughs and says, "I've no idea what you're thinking, lad. Perhaps Lakmir erred when he recruited you." I'm not sure either, to be honest. Okay, so... I mean, can I equip the suit of armor? You look for some way to put on the armor, but its pieces are welded together. Okay, presumably it's going to do the same thing with all of them. And this glows as well. Let's check the door. This ornately carved door looks very strong. With a grunt, you pull the door open. What about you? The heavy wood is reinforced with thick metal bands and iron studs. With a grunt, you pull the door open. Let's go this way. This library must contain thousands of ancient tomes, books, and manuscripts. A thick coating of dust covers everything. Indeed, and we will have to stop. How much of this can we interact with? Lots of it, all of it. Strange yellow glow fills this room, giving you a peaceful, easy feeling. Alright, well, we have books. This book is entitled Nothing. With a crinkle of paper, the book opens. You flip through the book, noting the pages are blank. One word is handwritten in a flourish on the cover of this book. It reads, Lotharith. The book sticks a bit before opening. Although you struggle with the poor penmanship, you read on. I am honored to have been selected by Fandril to document the workings of the Circle. The newest initiate is a young man with an inquisitive nature. He has taken the name of Lakmir and intends to study the origins of time, although his mastery has yet to be chosen. The High One mentioned that Lakmir is not from his line and thus cannot be groomed to become head of the Circle. Rather, the new initiate was chosen from an unorthodox scrying performed by Tylomir. I do not trust that one. He has an ambition and a hunger that does not sit well with a member of the Circle. Tylomir, not Talamar? I don't know, maybe it's Old English or something. Let's check this last book. The book is bound in pale white leather and secured with a locked metal strap. The name Ularu is written on the spine. Can we open it? The book is locked with a metal band, binding it closed. All right. What about the candles? This red candle sits in a dull brass holder. Take the candle. A white candle rests in an ornate holder. Take it. Do we take the book? Interesting. It's under archive. We'll take this one too. What about the desk? This finely crafted desk is made from cedar, perhaps harvested from the Torlin forest itself. You open the drawers of the desk, discovering a cloth-bound book blank piece of brittle parchment, and a bottle filled with colored liquid. Place these items in your pack. I wonder if you can use the colored liquid on the blank book. The bottle is filled with a purplish liquid that glows with magic. As much as I want to drink it. Let's save, and then I'll maybe try drinking. You upend the bottle and gulp down the viscous liquid. Your body is immediately racked by a series of violent tremors, but after a moment, the episode passes. When your head clears, you realize that you are feeling much better, as if a dark pall has left your body. You are cured. Oh, that cured the curse? Congratulations, you have earned the Apprentice Healer achievement. Well, okay then. We have a couple minutes left. Let me see if I could... Yellowed parchment is completely blank. What about you? Title on the cover reads, Tonics and Tinctures, the Art of Remedies. Okay, let's read this. Book opens with a crinkle of paper. You start reading halfway down the page. With a pinch of dragon scale brought to a simmer and let rest in copper. An additional remedy for intestinal stomach injuries is to take 1 red-crested shroom, 1 stem of seedling plant, and 1 white tear. 1 red-crested shroom, 1 stem of seedling plant, and 1 white tear. Okay. So presumably that cured our curse. Look upon yourself with apprehension, not knowing whether you're fully prepared for this. However, and blah 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 shield. Okay, cool. Well, let's save. Turns 466. Yep. Game was saved. Nope, not that. Let's go back to the menu. I want to check the achievements. Curing yourself of a curse in 800 turns or less, apprentice mode. Okay. I mean, these are cool. I mean, they look cool. Finding Lakmir the Timeless, is that him? He looks young. Alright guys, well that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for your time and attention. I really do appreciate it. I really hope you guys are enjoying these episodes. I'm probably going to do another one of these today, just because Shadowgate, I'm having a good time. What is your guys' unique positive moment for today? For me, it's just the fact that, and I might have used this one already, the fact that I'm finally done with Behind the Dune. It was a real pain in the ass to edit because my video editing software apparently just decides to move stuff on the timeline. So if I'm trying to cover up some adult content, you know, it might be like, oh, you don't need to, you can let, you know, a few frames that show. It's no big deal. We'll just move the cut this way. We'll move your, you know, picture of Manny that you're covering up stuff with. We'll just move that this way. You know, oh, you wanted it for 2 seconds. We'll shorten it to, you know, 1.58 seconds or something. It's weird, man. I don't know why it changes stuff around, but it does. So that's frustrating, but it's finally finished. And by the time you see this, it'll be published on YouTube. So there you go. But that's my unique positive moment. Hopefully your guys is just as good, if not better. Hopefully better, of course. And I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, guys, take care.